Alright, so here we are. We have CIS-125, and this is 9/29/14 was the day of the class, and we're covering the case structure. So let's get going here. The case structure has an operational code, often called an opcode, in which you're going to look at this code, and then based on that code it will perform an entry here in the case. So we have case entry, we've got the particular cases, and then within each of those we can have actual work that we do. A good example, we did the work the other day on the grade. So you could have a case where the opcode would check which grade you have, or let's say it would check a percent, and then we could assign a grade. Remember, that was not learned. Alright, so we have a case structure. Let's take a look at it a little more closely. We'll move to in a spreadsheet form. It would look like this. You would have your operation code here, and then based on that it would perform one of these functions or steps, and there could be multiple steps in there. And then you always have an other. If it doesn't do anything in your list, then you have to decide what are you going to do. For example, here in my list, let's say I have the value x, y, z. Okay, so if the opcode is x, it'll perform this line, these functions. If the opcode is y, it'll go here. If the opcode is z, it'll go here. Flowchart rules. Okay, we have an opcode. It's a decision, but these are all the options coming down the side here. They're all the decisions. All these must come together. Get it? So we've got connectors. So we have one entry, one exit, and it'll decide which of these to do. So it's like a decision with an easy way to have multiple choices to pick from. Now, at our example, we have college cost based on credits. We made this up. Actually, it was an example I did back when I took the course, and so we adjusted it to current day. So we're going to input a person's name, number of credits, and their status, and here is their status. We want to know their name and how much they're going to have to pay. So make sure we understand the problem. If you're a resident undergrad, it's $130 per credit. Resident grad, $150. We made these up. You know, we just picked numbers we thought were maybe close. Non-resident undergrad, $200. Non-resident grad, $250. So we didn't do a walkthrough, but we made sure we understood. Like if Mike was taking 5 credits and my status was a resident grad, 5 credits, you would take it times 150 to get my bill. So we understood the problem. We started a legend, Some parts are missing. The parts that are missing here, parts are missing, we would have listed all of these. We created a resident undergrad cost, and we assign that 130. So you'll see that on the next page. So we understand the problem, and it's a good problem to use a case structure. Next page, we created a case structure. We used an initialization box to represent all of those costs. They're over here. So we assign the values right here. Of course, we have our start box and our stop box. We input it. Their name, credits, and status. Name, credits, and status. A little hard to read, but that's what those are. And then here's the operational code. It's the status, and the status was going to be entered as one of these values. So when we enter it here, they had to put in either an RU, an RG, an NU, or an NG. We can read those. So then when it hits this box, checks the status, it will select here, it's going to select the correct one. And it's only going to select one. Okay? If for some reason none of these were in, somebody mistyped one of them, or they actually typed it out, then it would go to the other box. So resident grad, for example, let's do that one. So resident grad is taking 5 hours or whatever. We entered that information. It goes over here, it finds resident grad, and it calculates the bill. The bill is the credits times resident grad cost. Resident grad cost, we initialized up there at 150, multiply it out, we come down, print the bill, and then we're done. To draw it out case-wise, we have the word case entry. Okay, and then here is your op code, right? Operation code. So this is a variable that's going to have some value. If that value is RU, it's going to perform all the lines that are here. And then it's going to drop down to the end case down here. If the value here was RG, it's going to perform all these lines. Now there's only one line here, but there could be lots of lines. And then it drops down to the end. So it's going to pick which one of these, and if there's no matches, it goes to the other, and then I just said print an error here. Alright, so that was the work. The other thing we did, we took this problem and we said, can you create a loop with it? And could you find the average of all the costs? What was the average bill for all the students after we looped through whatever number of times? And that was a good challenge. We did that together in groups. We're going to do more of that on Wednesday. So that is it.